This is a story of three elves named Iggy, Ziggy, and Figgy. Each elf possessed a special magical power. Iggy could wave his hands, whistle, and then fly in the air like a bird. Ziggy could blink his eyes while shaking his head and become invisible. Figgy was the most talented because he could wiggle his ears and his face would shine like a beacon. Plus, he could snap his fingers and become smaller and smaller. They lived in the middle of a huge forest. Ziggy lived on the top of a hill in a huge oak tree. Iggy lived near a pond in a willow tree, and Figgy lived nearby in a tall pine tree. They shared their forest with a lot of animal friends, including Sammy Squirrel, Bob Blue Jay, Chucky Chipmunk, and a funny spider named Snort. They all enjoyed the summer evenings, telling silly stories, chasing fireflies, and playing games until it was dark and time to go to bed. However, when winter came to the forest, Sammy, Chuck, and Snort simply would crawl into their warm, snug caves and sleep away the winter. Bob would fly south where it was always warm. Iggy and Ziggy would move to Figgy's pine tree because his tree stayed green, snug, and warm all winter long. One chilly Christmas Eve, Iggy, Ziggy, and Figgy were drinking hot chocolate and visiting about what a special night this was for all the boys and girls around the world. After a pleasant conversation and some more hot chocolate, it was time to go to bed. No sooner had they nodded off to sleep when a loud crash woke them. They were alarmed when they heard the noise and their tree shook back and forth. They cautiously peeked outside and were surprised to see that Santa's sleigh had collided with their pine tree. They heard Santa exclaim, "Oh my! What am I going to do now? My reindeer weren't paying attention and we are in trouble." The special engine in Santa's sleigh was broken and now it would not fly. I still have to deliver presents to the boys and girls who live on the other side of the mountain. I'll never be able to get the gifts under their trees in time. Iggy, Ziggy, and Figgy looked at each other and then stepped forward. Santa was very surprised to see these three elves. Iggy said, "I believe we can help you, Santa. You see, I can fly, Ziggy can make himself invisible, and Figgy can light the way, and he can make himself small enough to fit down the chimney." "Well, what are we waiting for?" said Santa. "Let's get going." Iggy sat in the front of the sleigh, waved his hands, whistled, and the sled rose into the air. Figgy wiggled his ears and his face shone like a beacon and lit the way. At each house, Iggy would carefully land the sleigh on the roof. Santa would sort out the presents. Figgy would snap his fingers and make himself small enough to fit down the chimney. Then he would tiptoe through the house and unlock the door. Ziggy would shake his head, blink his eyes, and become invisible. Ziggy and Figgy would quickly bring all the presents into the house and place them under the tree. Santa and the elves made a great team. In no time at all, they had delivered gifts to everybody's home. They only had one house left. This was the house that Gray and Violet lived in. Iggy landed the sleigh carefully on the roof. Iggy snapped his fingers, and they all delivered the last of their presents. Everyone was sound asleep, with Gray in his room, Daddy and Mommy in their room, and Violet snuggled in with Grandma while Grandpa softly snored in a recliner chair. The presents were all carefully arranged around the tree. Then the elves and Santa quietly shared the treats that Gray and Violet had left. The sun was just beginning to peek over the horizon when Santa and the three elves returned to the forest. The presents had been delivered, and all was well. As the sun burst forth on Christmas morning, everyone was happy and grateful. A new tradition had begun, and to this day, Christmas presents are still delivered by Santa, his reindeer, and three magical elves named Iggy, Ziggy, and Figgy. Merry Christmas, everyone.